Hello friends, welcome to Easy Coding with Amara, and in this video I will tell you how you can store the images and how you can store the videos in the firebase storage. So after storing these videos and images, how you can retrieve the images and how you can show that images in the Listview. So first of all I will show you the demo, and this is the demo app, and you will see that I store some images in the firebase storage, and after that I retrieve them in the Listview. So this is the simple video about the firebase storage, and this is the plus button, and you will see that if you want to store some more videos in the firebase storage, then you have to click this plus icon, and if you click on this icon, then it asks for the permission and you have to allow, and then you click on this allow button. You will see that all the videos in your mobile phone is appear, and you can select any image and store in the firebase storage. So I click on this video, and before select this video I open this project which is running. You will see that when the video is uploaded in the firebase storage, then we see a message of done here. So I select this video, and it takes some time to upload the video, and I also upload that the URL of this video in the database. Okay, so that's why it takes some time. And now you will see that this is that message which is done, and you will also see that the video here is updated, and you will see this video which I upload now. And now I click on this play button, and you will see that the video is played. And if you want to play the second video, then you will see that the video is playing like this. If you want to play this video, so it's played. And if you want to increase the volume, you have the choice of this, and if you want to open and close the volume, then you can click on this icon. And after that, if you want to play the video in full screen, then you have to click on this icon. So this is the simple Listview which show all the video. And after you will see that I create this type of bottom navigation bar, and in this bottom navigation bar I create 3 pages, and I use Viewpager to create here pages. And also you will learn in this video how to create a Viewpager. And now I am going to click on this icon, and in this icon you will see I create this type of layout, and these are all the images which I stored in the firebase storage and retrieve and show in this section. So you will see that I create this list view here which show all the videos which are stored in the firebase storage. So yes, I create this type of design, and for this type of design I simply use a library which is flutter widget gallery, and by using that library you will see that I create this type of layout. And here all the images are coming from the link, and I did not store these images in the firebase storage. Simply these images are coming from the Google. Okay, and you will see that if I scroll here, and when I click on some specific image, and that image is open. So this is the layout. And now in this section, when I open this section, you will see that this type of clothing, and you will see I create this type of layout. And these are all the images which are coming from the firebase storage. and you will see that this type of text here, which is easy coding with Amara, and this type of images, and all these images are coming from the Firebase storage. Okay, so by clicking this plus button, I store the image in the Firebase storage, and then I retrieve that images and show in this story view, and also I show all that images inside this list view. And you will see that I scroll here, so this is the list view, and after that you will see this type of design. And if you click on this view more stories, then this type of full screen is open, and you will see that this type of status, and this is the image which is coming from the Google, and also this type of GIF. So if you click on this plus button, you will see the gallery is open, and you will select the image from here. And for now I simply select this image. Okay, and you will see a toast message here when the image is stored inside the further storage, and you will see image saved. So let's start coding for this app, and I hope you will like this video. So let's create a new project in the Android Studio, and also I create a new project in the Firebase storage to start from the scratch. So I create this project which is new, and also I'm going to create a new project in the Firebase storage. So this is the project which I am using, and if you want to view this database structure, then I simply show you how I can work in this. So first I create this type of node which is my images, and inside this node I create this ID which is random ID. Okay, and I store the link of the image inside this link, and then I simply store this ID inside ID variable. And after that I create this type of node which is videos link to store the link of the video, and this is a different method to generate the random IDs. Okay, so both are random IDs, but I use different methods to generate these IDs. And when I click on this ID, you will see that here I store this ID inside this ID, and after that I store the link of the video inside this link. And if I show you the storage, first I create this type of folder which is video for video, and for images I create this new, and when I click on this new, all the images are stored inside this new. And when I click on some specific image, you will see that the image is open, and when I click on this, the image is open. So this is the layout for the images, like this. This is the layout for the videos. So I store 4 videos, and when you click on this, you will see the link of the video. So this is the whole story about this app. Now let's start creating this app. First I am going to create a new project in the Firebase. And one thing which is very important is this: I upload all the code of this video inside this website, and I provide the link of this website in the description box, so you have check if you want the code of this video. Okay, so let's first open Firebase, go to console. So you will see I already create 5 projects here, and you will know that we don't create more projects in Firebase. So I open this project and I am going to delete this project from here to create a new project. So the project is deleted, and now I am going to create a new project. It's just for telling you all the things from scratch. So the right name here, which is I write the name firebase storage and click on this continue. Sorry, click on previous, and after that you have to uncheck this and then create the project, and you will see this is loading. Then click on this continue button and this project is created. Now select this Android icon, write your package name here. So simply open this. And copy your package name from here. And if you want to give this name, then you can write a name here. Download this JSON file. And also make sure that if you want to download this file, first you open your downloads and remove all the JSON file if exists here. So I write it, and you will see that this type of JSON, first delete it and then download this file. And the file is downloaded, then click on this next button and click on this next button, continue, and your project is created. Now copy this file and paste inside your app folder. So click on this app and just paste and click on this OK. And now we have to add some libraries inside our app to connect with the firebase. So first open this log ladder, scroll down and paste this library here. So paste this library here, and after that open this file and paste this library here. And after that open this file and change this minimum SVG version to 20. And now I am going to add all the libraries inside this file which we use in created this app. So I paste all the files here, and you will see that first to remove all the space from here because it gives errors. And this first library is to generate the random IDs. Okay. After that, this is for gradient alpha, and you will see that here. this app bar is, I use two different colors inside this app bar, so that's why I use this graded app bar. And for Firebase storage I use this and this library and one more library which is YouTube video player. These two libraries are used to create this type of video design. And after that, if you want to pick the images and videos from the gallery, then you have to use this image picker. This is for Toast, and you will see this type of flutter widget gallery to create the layout like gallery, and which I use here. So this type of layout, okay. So now first I am going to create the bottom navigation. I use this library for the bottom navigation, and this second library is for the story view. Okay, so you will see this type of story view here. So this is the story view. So click on this for next, 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 next. And all these images are coming from the Firebase storage. Next, next, next. Okay. So first start from the bottom navigation and go to this man and click on this get dependencies, and it takes some time to execute all that dependencies. And also it gives some error, which is open this file. So I simply remove this Firebase storage and then click on this get dependencies method. Press Ctrl S and this is executed. And now again I paste this Firebase storage here and click for save. And package may not restrict as the dependency. So I simply refactor this then. Okay friends, so I changed this name from here, and also I add this package name inside this project. So open the project settings and delete this app from here. Remove app, and I again add this and include this package. Click on this register button and now click on this next, simply next. Go to console and now this package is added. And now first open this database, create database, next, and select real time from here. Go to rules and make it true. Click on this publish button and these rules are saved. And now click on this storage, get started, go to rules, and I simply make this comment and add these lines and click on this publish. Now all the settings are done. Open the Android Studio. Okay, so first I am going to create a package. Create a new file here. And remove this container. And you will see this type of app bar. So first I am going to create this app bar here. And you will see this type of error. So click on this Alt Enter to import this gradient app bar dependency. So you will see that I choose this color, which is dark and light purple. And I just run this code to show you this output. Okay, so the app is running, but I did not call this class. So first call this class and remove all this code from here. Also remove this and then paste that class name here and press Alt Enter to import this. So this class is present inside this firebase storage, so that's why I import this. Again run. Okay, so app is running and you will see this type of app bar. And now I'm going to create the bottom navigation. So open this file and write this code for the bottom navigation bar here. And you will see this type of code for the bottom navigation. First press Alt Enter to import this. So first open this file and write the dependency for this and import. So paste here curved navigation bar and then go to this file, get dependencies, and it executed. So now press Alt Enter and you will see this type of package. Import this and now I create this variable. So by default this page 0 page is open, and now I create this bottom navigation key variable and write the code for this key. and you will see that I create 3 pages file. So I want to create 3 pages, that's why I write 3 icons here. And now I'm going to create this underscore page controller to control our page. So you will see I create this page controller. Okay, so this is simply just the view of bottom navigation, and now I am going to create the Viewpager here in the body section. So if you want to create more than 3 pages, I just create 3 pages here. You will see home, video and gallery. And if you want to create more pages, then you have to add here. And this Viewpager is simply used to create the pages. So I create 3 pages here, and now I'm going to create these 3 files. And first I simply rewrite this name. So the first page is for story view, so I write here my story view, and after that the second page is video, so I write my video, and the last one is for gallery, so I write here my gallery. So first create this story view page. Oh, sorry, I write raw file. So first create a dirt file and write my story view, import material, create a stateful class, and after that copy this name and paste it here. And the last one is for my gallery, and you will see it did not add, so I write here like this. Now click Alt Enter to import all these. Okay, so first I am going to start from this page and create this list view. And for making this type of list view, we use the images which are stored inside the Firebase storage. So first I am going to store the images in the Firebase storage and create that floating action button, which you will see here. So first I am going to create this type of floating action button to go add the images, and after that I retrieve the images like this. Okay, so first I declare some variable here like this. First import this database. So I did not add the library for the Firebase database. So open this file and write here Firebase database and go to any file and then press get dependencies. Okay, this is executed, and now press Alt Enter, import. Also press Alt Enter to import this start HTML, and you will see this type of random. So press Alt Enter and also press Alt Enter to import this. Okay, so by writing this code, I simply create my images node in the Firebase, and this is the list which is string type, and after that I create a variable for file to store the image inside this image variable which is type whose type is file, and after that this is simply a method which returns a string. You will see that, and it create a random string and return from here. Okay, so now I create so first I create the floating action button here. So you will see that this type of floating action button, I simply give the color which is transparent, and after that I give the color icon to the white, add the icon which is add, and give the size. So I create this function which is get images. So this is the function which is get images, and inside this function first I remove all the space. So when user click on this floating action button, first the gallery is open. So to open the gallery, I write this code. So this code open the gallery, and after that when user selects some image, then I store this image to this image variable which I declare above. After that, when the image is stored inside this image variable, first I store the image inside the Firebase storage, and when the image is stored inside the Firebase storage successfully, then I get the URL from the Firebase storage and store that URL inside the Firebase database. Okay, so let's understand this code. First of all, by writing this code, I create a folder inside the Firebase storage which is my images. Okay, sorry, this create the my node, my images node inside the Firebase database. So just remove it because I already create this node here. You will see that this node create this code create of my images node inside the Firebase database. So that's why I removed that code. So first check this code. This line of code create a folder which is new inside the Firebase storage. Okay, and after creating this new folder, it creates a path which is like this. So this is the path which is creating by this line. So first this folder is created which is new. Okay, so by writing this code, it creates a folder, and after that by using this code, it create a path like this. When you click on this, so this is the path, and after that this code simply store this image to this path which is stored inside the Firebase reference. So this image is stored inside this path which is stored inside this Firebase reference. storage reference. And after that, when the image is stored, by writing this code, I simply wait for the image is stored successfully. And when the image is stored, by writing this code, I check when the image is stored. Then inside this code, I get the link which is stored inside this firebase URL and stored inside this upload file URL. And after that, I check whether this link is not empty. So if the link is not empty, then this link is stored inside the database. And otherwise, if you want to show else condition here, you will write and print some message. URL is null. So if the URL is not null, then first I create random string. I call this create random string, which I create above. So this is the method which returns a string. Okay. So when I call this function, it returns a string whose length is 32. Okay. You will see I pass the 32 from here, whose length is 32. So I stored that ID inside this key variable, and after that, by using FB, you will know that what is FB. So inside this FB, I stored my images node. So inside this node, first it stored this ID, which is stored inside this, and inside this ID, it sets this data. So first it create the ID, and second it create this link. Okay. And then I use this then method, which is run when the image is stored successfully inside the Firebase database. So inside this, I simply show the toast message. So now I am going to create this function here to show the toast. So this is the method which show the toast. And now click on this Alt Enter, because I already include the image picker library. So import. After that, click on this. I also include the library for the Firebase storage. So import it and scroll down and import a library for the toast. And for this base name, write this package here, include this. And now you will see this type of error, and I import the wrong library. So go to above and remove this HTML from here, and then you will see the error is removed. So this error is goes, but you will see that here the file, for this file you have to import this .io, okay, not the HTML. And now you will see there is no error. Okay, so now we have done with storing the image in the Firebase storage, and also we store the image URL in the Firebase. And when the URL is stored in the Firebase Firebase database, then we show a toast message. Okay, so now let's run this code and show the output. Okay, so app is running, and you will see this type of design. So click on this add button, and when you click on this add button, you will see this type of permission. So allow, and you will see this type of gallery pictures. So all the pictures, and I select this image, and you will see this type of toast. And now let's open the database and check whether this image is stored or not. So this is our database, and open this database, open this real time, and you will see this type of node is created. Open this node. This is the random string, and you will see here the link of the image. So now open this storage, and you will see this type of folder is created, which is new, and open this folder. And now this is the image path. Open this path, and here you will see the image. Okay, so this is the image which I stored. Okay, so now create the list view. For show the images inside the list view, you know that first we have to retrieve the images and store in some list view. So store in some array like list. So I create this list whose name is item list. So I retrieve the images from the Firebase storage and store all the images inside this item list. And also you will see that I store in each node the link and ID. So if you want to retrieve this ID and image both, then you have to create a separate class, which is model class, and initialize and declare this variable inside that class, and then you have to create a list of that model class type. But now I only retrieve this link, which is of string type, so that's why I create only a string type list here. And now I am going to override an init method, and inside that method I retrieve all the images and store inside this list. Okay, so here is init method, and you will see inside this init method I use this fb variable, and inside this fb variable you know that what we have stored. So inside this fb variable I store this my images node. So from this node I get all the snapshot which is stored inside this snap, and by using this snap I get the values, and then I create this for loop. So this for loop runs each time when it get its children. So when it get one children inside this node, it runs one time, and if we add some more images, so it runs according to that images. Okay, so this is the for loop, and by using this for loop I simply get the image and store inside this item list. And after that, when all the images is stored inside this item list, I simply set the state. So set the state is used to refresh this list, because in first time the value of the list is 0. Okay, and when all the data is stored inside this list, then it set state, the set state refresh this list. And inside this set state I simply show the message which is value is, and I simply show this item list dot length. So if you want to show this message inside this your run and logcat, then you have to write this message, otherwise you simply skip this message. Okay, so now all the images are stored inside our item list, and now we create the listview.builder easily. So come to this scaffold, So first I create a container, and inside this container I give some margin by using this margin. Then I create column here. Okay, so I create a column here because you will see here this list view and this story view is vertical. Okay, so you will see that this is vertical, and if you want to show the items in the vertical, then you have to create a column, and inside this column I write this code, give some padding, and inside this I create a container, give the height of 60, width. So this is the width which I am going to create. So I am going to create this width, and make sure that you have to create this width variable inside this widget build, because I am going to use this context. And this is used to give the width of the mobile screen. So by writing this code, I get the width of the mobile screen, and then I assign this width to this width. And now I am going to create this load images, which load all the images and show in the list view. Okay, so this load images function simply returns a list view, and I create this here. And you will see this type of load images function. First I remove this code. It simply show the message in the logcat. Okay, so first I check the item list length. So you know that all the data is coming from the Firebase storage, so it takes some time to load the data inside this item list. So initially the length of this item list is 0, so that's why I show a loading message here. And when all the data is coming from the Firebase and stored inside this item list, then I simply show this list view. Okay, so first, when the length of this item list is 0, then it returns this loading message, and after that it returns this list view. And inside this list view, first I select this horizontal. You will see that all the items are shown inside the horizontal way. So that's why I write this code here. And then set the item count length. So if we have 5 images, then the length of this list is 5, and if we have more images, then the length is changed. Okay, and after that I give some padding here, create a other container and give the height and width of this container. So you will see that here the image's height and width is 60. Okay, because I set here 60. And after that, to make it circular, I write this code and use this box decoration class. And then simply I want to fix my image to inside whole circle. Okay, so that's why I use this code. And after that, as you know that the image is coming from the URL. So if you want to show some image which is by using URL, then you have to use this network image. Otherwise, you have to use the acid image. And then I simply get the URL from this item list. You know that all the links are stored inside this list. So by using this index, which is first 0, so it gives the image which is stored inside the 0 index, and then 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. So simply this whole code returns loading text when the item list is 0, and after that when the length of this item list is changed, it returns this whole list view. And now I am going to run this code to show the output. Okay, so now let's run this code, and I hope you understand all this logic. Okay, so now the app is running and you will see this image. Again, if click on this, okay, so this bottom navigation is not working when I click on it. So we will see what error is this. Okay, so just now I again open this. Simply I refresh it. Okay, so you will see this type of loading, and after some time when the length of the list is changed, it show this image. Okay, so now let's store some more images here. So I store this image here, and after some time it show a toast because my network speed is some low. Okay, so the image is stored. I store some more image here. So select this image and you will see here a message. Okay, so you will see that here no images appear. So you have to refresh this app. I simply run it again, and now you will see that the app is refreshed and it show all the images. And now I'm going to store some more images. So okay, you will see that I store some more images to show you how this list view is working, and these are all the images, so it looked very good. Okay, so first open this bottom navigation, and the problem is that I did not initialize this. So first override on it method here, Control O, and initialize this. And also on decompose. Sorry, dispose is a method. Yes. So inside this dispose method, I simply dispose this. Okay, now let's run this code. And the app is refresh. And you will see that here. And now click on this icon. And you will see the app is working good. Okay, so now I am going to create the story view here. And I use all these images inside the story view. Okay, sorry, open this story view. And now here I am going to create the story view. Okay, so here I paste this code, and here one bracket is missing. Okay, so in this code you will see this is the code for the story view. This is the whole code, and yes, from here. So here also, as I use all the images which are stored in the Firebase storage inside this story view, so that's why first I check if this item list is not equal to 0. So if it is 0, I simply show the loading message, and when the length of this list is changed, then I show this expanded class, and inside is this expanded class I create the story view. Okay, so you will see this is the height. So first I am going to get the height of the screen of the mobile. So come above and write the whole code from here, copy and paste, and now write the height here, also height here. Okay, so this code simply gets the height of the mobile screen, and then scroll down. You will see this type of error. So simply press Alt Enter, because I already import this story view library inside our file, and you will see this error is gone. And now simply I am going to create this controller variable above. Go to above and create this variable here. Okay, so this variable, first press Alt Enter to import, and this variable simply controls our story view. And after that, you will see that this type of show button. Okay, so here I simply use this for loop because I want to create this all the pictures inside the story view dynamically. Okay, so if you did not want to use dynamically, then you simply add here the story items like this. So by using this code, you create the static story views. So inside this code, you will see that I give the link of the image. So this code is for inline image. Okay, so if you want to give the image by using the URL, then you have to write this URL, and after I pass the controller caption, so this text is shown above the image, and after that I simply design some text. So I give the color to the text white, background, and after that font size. Okay, so in this way you have to use all the images statically. Okay, and if you want to give the video link, then you use this type of story item. So if you want to give the video, then you have to use a page video. Okay, so this page video is a method inside this story item. So if you want to give the URL for the video, you have to use this. And after that, if you only want to give some text, like inside the WhatsApp, you see that you can write some data, then you have a separate class. So like this, if you want to write some here, so you have a different function for writing this type of status. Okay, so there are 3 different functions, one for simple text, second is for video, and the third is for image. Okay, so if you want to write the text, then you simply use a class for the text like this. So this is a class which is text, and inside this text you give the text, change the background color. Okay, and like this. So yes, these are 3 different methods, and these methods are if you want to give some data like static, but I want to give the data like dynamic because my data is coming from the database. So let's remove all this code. Okay, so here I create this for loop, and you will see I write var I in item list. As inside our item list, we store all the URL. Okay, so in first time it stored first URL inside this I variable. So inside this I variable, first link is stored, and I pass that first link inside this function. Okay, so first I am going to create this show function, and this show function simply returns first picture. Okay, so in the second case, the second URL is stored inside this I variable, and I pass this I to this function, and then this time it create a story item for the second image, like after that for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Okay, I hope you understand my point. Now I am going to create this show function, and this show function simply returns the first item for the story view. And also I want to add images inside my story view, so that's why I use inline image. Okay, so now let's create this show one function. Okay, so just scroll down and create this function. Okay, yes, I create a function here. So this is the show function, and you will see that this show function simply returns a story item which is inline image. Okay, this is the controller, and I write a text above the image which is easy coding with Amara. Set this styling for the text, and this is the controller error. So this is because I write this message outside our class. So cut this and write this method inside our class. No, sorry, this is the bracket for this widget. Okay, so I paste that code again here, and then I create a variable for this controller. Okay, so let's go to above and create a variable here. So this is the controller variable, and now you will see that the error is removed, and you will see this type of data, and inside this data variable I pass the URL which is coming from the firebase. And now you will see this function returns a URL, and sorry, this simply function returns a item story, and you will see that this function returns whole the story which is the first image, and after that when the index is 1 it returns the other picture, and like this. And these are simple message when the story is shown. So I print the message show a story in the logcat and on complete. And if you don't want to show these messages, just remove that messages, and you will see I remove this message from here. But if you want to show this message, you have write this code, but I remove this code. And after that I set a progress position to the bottom, and you will see this type of progress bar. So this is the progress bar which is on bottom, and after that if you want to repeat, then write true here. And after that I simply create this type of button. So you will see that when I click on this button, the next views are open. So I simply create this button which is this gray button. Okay, so I write icon and some text here, and on tab I call another class which is more stories. Okay, so I create this class later. First I tell you what I am going to do in this button. So this is the decoration button, and I give some circular radius and to make some to make the border of the button circle. And after that I give some, I write the arrow icon, So for arrow icon, I use this icon class and give some space, and after that I simply show the text message which is view more stories, and give color and font size. So this is very simple code. I hope you understand my whole code. And now I am going to create this more story class which generate more stories like this. So you will see when I click on this more stories, I added this type of 4 stories, and these stories are static, not dynamic. Okay, so I am going to create these stories, and at the last I show this GIF. Okay, so now let's create this class which is more stories. So scroll down and create this class at the end here. Okay, so this is the class which I create, and you will see that this error. So I paste this. So this is a stateful class, and inside this stateful class I simply initialize this story controller, and after that for decompose I override this dispose message. So for dispose I override this dispose message, and after that I simply create this story view, and inside this story items you will see that I create 3 story items. Okay, sorry, 4. So these are static, not dynamic. So for static I create these like this, and if you want to add a video you can add, and I will tell you how you can add the video. And after that if you want to show some message on complete or end or story show, so you can use these methods, but I simply remove this. And now in this time I show this progress bar on top and makes repeat it false. Okay, and set the story controller. So this is whole about the story view, and now I am going to run this code to show you output. So let's run this code. So the app is running. Okay, so you will see that the whole images are appeared, and you will see this type of story view, this type of view more stories button, and click on this button and you will see this type of story views. Okay, so click on this back button, and this is the story view. Okay, so now let's create this type of gallery. Okay, and at the end I am going to create this video section. So this is the gallery section, and you will see when I click on some specific image, it shows this image inside this section, and this is the gallery. So let's first implement this code. Open the gallery class. So this is the gallery class, and first all the images are coming from the firebase storage. So for that first I am going to create a variable, and inside that variable I store the my images node. So this is the first, press alt enter. So now inside this FB variable I store this node which is my images, and after that I create a list view. Okay, to store the link of the list view, to store the link of the images which is coming from the firebase storage, and after that I create a array, and inside this array I store a gallery variable. So you will see that here this gallery variable, and I store this variable inside this list header. And now get the height of the screen by using this code. Okay, so first I am going to create this type of section, which is picture, and this is this whole section and this whole section. And for creating this whole function, okay, so first I add this library which is sticky header. Okay, and now I am going to create this sticky header class inside this gallery. So open this class, and first I am going to retrieve all the link and store inside this list header here. So you will see that I override this init method and store all the URL inside this item list. And this is the same code which I explained earlier. So now I am going to create this sticky header class inside a list view. So first I simply check. So this is the code, and you will see that this type of code. And now press Alt Enter to import this sticky header. And after that you will see that the error is goes. And first I check the length of this item list, and if the length is 0, then I simply returns this loading. And after that, if the length is not 0, then I simply return this container. First set the height of the container, and after that I create a list builder, and inside this list builder I use this sticky header class. And this sticky header class has basically two main attributes. The first one is header and the second one is content. Okay, so this header is same, which is gallery, and you will see that this type of gallery header. So this is the header section. Okay, and inside this header section I simply pass this color and this background color. And if you want to repeat this type of gallery again, once again, so if you want to repeat this whole section again, like if you want to show here a gallery, and if you want to show the some other header which is like cartoon or some other header, then you have to add some more headings here. So if you want to add some more headers, then you have to add that header here. Okay, and in that case it repeats all this layout. And if you want to add some more header, like if you want to add a cartoon header here after this list view, so and that repeat the whole that code. So in this case, if you have 5 headers like gallery, cartoon, and videos, audios, and like this, then this content section repeat itself also. If you have 2 headers, the first one is gallery and the second one is cartoon, then this whole list also repeat itself 2 times. Okay, so in that way, if you want to increase more headers and more this type of views, then you have to change this, and you can add like this more headings here like cartoon and so on. Okay, and this is the section of header, and inside this header section I tell you what I have done. And inside this child section I simply get the data which is gallery from this list header. You will see that inside this list header I store this gallery. So yes, and after that I simply in the content section I create this type of container, give the color and create card, and then I use in child attribute a grid dot builder, and this grid builder is used to create this type of grid. So if you want to add more child inside one row, then you have to use this grid attribute. Okay, so this grid attribute is used to create more childs inside one row. And if you want to move this grid view scrollable, so if you want, you will see that this is a grid view, and if you want to make this grid view scrollable, then you have to use this code. And after that I simply give the length of the list view in which all images are stored, and then you will see inside this code I write 4 here because I want to show 4 childs inside one group. Okay, and the next attribute is for spacing. So if you want to increase or decrease the size of the one grid view, then you can use this, and you have to change this. And after that, I add this gesture detector class. So this class is basically used if you want to perform some action when someone clicks on the image. So if you want to perform some action when someone click on the image, then you have to use this gesture class. Otherwise you have to skip and remove this class. And inside this class we have two methods, which is on tab. So when someone click on the image, then this function runs, and if someone long click on the image, then this on long press function. You can use both these functions. Okay, but I remove this, and after that I create a container, give the height and width, and this is the simple code which make the container corners round by using this code. I give some radius, then set the width, color and solid border. And you will see here in the image attribute I use network image. So this network image is used when you want to show the image from using URL. Okay, so if you want to show the image which is coming from the asset folder, then you have to use the asset image. Otherwise you use network image, and inside this network image I simply get the URL from this item list. Okay, so this is the whole code which is used to create that gallery, and now I'm going to run this code to show you output. And here is an error. And I did not see any error here, so let's run once again. And this is restarted. So open this app and see what happened. Close this app and open Firebase story and go to this file, and you will see this type of loading, and after that you will see the images. So it retrieve all the images and show inside these boxes. Okay, and also you will see if I add some more items here, see what happens. And click on this run button. The app is reloaded, and you will see, now scroll down and you will see here another header, and the whole code is repeated here. Okay, so if you want to create more header sections, you will use this code also. So now remove this. Okay, so next section is story item, and I am going to create that section here inside story outside this container. And I hope you will view all the code easily. So for story item, I create another container, and you will see this type of container. Simply give some height, use a gallery class, and you will see I add the library for this gallery class. So import this, and after that I set color. So first I change this color to the purple, and after that give some background color. And you will see that here I write 10 because I want to create 10 pictures, and these images are coming from the net, Google. Okay, so I simply write the link of that image. Now let's run this code. And the app is restarted. And you will see that it takes some time. And you will see that all images is loaded, and when I click on some specific image, you will see this type of active color button which I give here, and this is done. Okay, so now I am going to create this video section and open this section which is video. So first I am going to get all the link of that videos and store inside some list. So override the init method, but before overriding I create some variable here and then include this all. Also I remove this and create an array of string and also import this. So for Firebase auth, I did not add any library. So open this and add this library. And then open the file which is my video. Click on get dependencies. And the library is imported. Okay, so now first I press Alt Enter, and now I create this container, and inside this container first remove this container and use this class. Inside this class I create container, and after that first I am going to add a floating action button which get the video from the mobile phone, and after that store that videos. So I create this floating action button which is very simple. Simply I give the color and add the icon. Okay, so now I create this upload to storage button function. Sorry. So here I create this function, and you will see that first I generate the random ID. So import this, and after that import this image picker, import storage reference, and yes, done. So first I generate the ID and store inside this ID variable by writing this code, and after that if you did not store any user inside the Firebase authentication, then you have to use this function to store the images. Okay, and after that you have to enable this. So click on this button and click on enable and then save. Okay, so now come to your project, and first I select the video by writing this code which is pick video, and after that it store the video inside this file, and then I create a folder inside the Firebase storage which is video, and store the video inside the Firebase storage, and then check for the complete. If the task is complete successfully, then I simply store the link and ID inside the Firebase database, and you will see that here I create this FB variable, and inside this FB variable I simply create this node which is video link. So I can put this code video link, and you will see that here inside the video link node I write this ID which is this ID, and this is random ID. Okay, and then I write the image, I store the ID and the link, and after that when the video link is stored successfully, when the video is stored successfully inside the Firebase storage, then I simply show this done message. Okay, so now let's run this code and check whether our video is stored inside the firebase or not. Okay, so now let's run this code. Okay, so the app is restarted. And I open the app, go to this, you will see this type of floating action button, and so now click on this floating action button and you will see this type of permission. Then click on this allow and you will see this type of all the videos. And first open this logcat, this run. Okay, so open this run and after that you will click on some video which you want to store. I click on this video and after that it takes some time to store the video and you will see that this type of done message. Okay, so first this image is stored inside the Firebase storage, then it gets the URL and then it store the URL inside the Firebase database. So now I show you the database. Go to storage and you will see this type of folder and click on this folder and you will see the link of the video. Okay, and also you will see that I open this database and I also store the link of the video inside the database. And you will see that this is the link of the video. So the next step is retrieving all the videos and store inside the list. And after that, I show all these videos inside a list view. So first, override the init method here. So this is the same code. First, I remove this code and after that I write this code to getting the link. So in this way I store all the link inside this item list. And now create the list view. Okay, so inside this child, I simply use this single child scroll view for scrolling, and inside this I simply use this list view dot separated and give the length of this list view. So if the length is 0, if the length is empty, then returns 0, otherwise returns this length, which is the length of the list. And inside this list I simply create the container, set the alignment, and then I am going to create this video widget class, and inside this class I simply pass this playthrough and URL. Okay, so this is the link of a video, and now I am going to create this video widget class. Okay, so you will see that this type of class, and inside this class first import this. Inside this method I first initialize the video player and pass this URL, and after that when the video is disposed, I simply dispose the video player controller. And after that simply inside this future builder I use this library. First import this And this is the library which design whole layout for you, like for if you want to increase the volume, if you want to mute the volume, if you want to play the video in whole screen, okay, and if you want to pause and if you want to start the video. So these all options are present inside this library, okay. So that's why I use this library. And this is the simple looping attribute. So if you want to looping again and again, then you can pass a true. And if you want to play that video autoplay, so if you want to play the video auto, so you have to pass a true here, okay. But I did not pass true here because I don't want to play the video automatically. And after that, if you have some error, because if your video is not playing, then I simply print a message inside this center class. Okay, so after that, in this else condition, if your video is retrieving successfully, so if it check for the connection, so if your connection is done, then it show this video, otherwise it show the looping, and it show the circular progress indicator. Now I am going to run this code. And you will see this type of error. Okay, so simply remove this link from here, and I simply pass the item list index. Now let's run this code and again see if there is any error, and you will see the app is restarted. And also okay, so open this section, video section, and you will see that this is circular indicator, and you will see that this type of design. And if you want to play the video, you click on this play button, and if you want to increase the voice, and if you want to mute the voice, and if you want to view this video in the whole screen. Okay, so this is all about the video section. And now I add some more videos here. Okay, so you will see I store some more videos here, and now play. And okay, so I just want to play that video. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and I provide the code link in the description box. Must like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.